Welcome, everyone. I'm glad you could come for the presentation today. After my talk, we'll go outside to the gardens. But first, I'll show you pictures of some of the birds we're likely to see today. That way, you'll be ready to identify these birds when you see them. You are welcome to ask questions, so please, don't be shy. Okay, one type of bird I know we're going to see today is the finch. In this picture, we see a European goldfinch. These birds are very common here in the UK and in many other parts of Europe, in Northern Europe during the summer and farther south during the winter. As you can see, the goldfinch isn't really gold in colour, but the trait that makes it easy to identify is this patch of bright yellow feathers on each wing. Now, the goldfinch eats seeds, and one of its favourite seeds comes from inside this flower, the thistle. This flower here. It grows wild pretty much everywhere, as you know, and not everyone loves it. But it's an important source of food for finches. These birds adapted over time, and the finches we'll see in the gardens today have certain traits or special features that help them survive. Their ancestors long ago had these same traits, of course. They helped the birds to live and reproduce, and their offspring inherited these traits. In this case, it's a beak that fits nicely inside the thistle flower. And now we have lots of finches eating lots of thistle seeds.
Excuse me, how can you tell the difference between male and female goldfinches?
That's a good question. The males and females of this bird species don't differ much in their appearance, but the one we saw in the last slide is definitely a male. One difference is that the female's beak is a little shorter, so she can't reach as many kinds of flower seeds as the male can. Are there any other questions?
Yes. Is the goldfinch here all year round?
Actually, most of them fly to warmer parts of Europe in September or October. They come back to the UK in the spring. Okay, let's talk about a second type of finch, the greenfinch. The greenfinch has an even wider range than the goldfinch. It lives in most parts of Europe and also northwest Africa and parts of Turkey.
Is there anything else that's special about the greenfinch?
I'm glad you asked. The greenfinch has an interesting trait. Its beak is quite large and strong, and it uses that powerful beak to break open larger seeds. Is everything clear so far?
So far, so good. Thanks.
Okay, good. And to summarize, the male goldfinch eats the small seeds inside flowers. The female goldfinch eats other small seeds, and the greenfinch eats larger seeds.
So it sounds like there's one kind of bird for each kind of food supply, basically.
That's exactly right. Through the process of natural selection, each bird has its own special place in the environment. Think about it this way. If many other birds eat small seeds, and you're the only bird that eats big seeds, then you'll always have plenty to eat. That kind of diversity means that more species can survive, together, in the same place. Here, you can see just some of the types of birds that visit the gardens each year. Yes, in the back?
I have a question. Does the greenfinch leave the UK in the winter like the goldfinch does?
Most of the time, no. They stay here, but you will find them living in different places during different seasons. In the summer, you're more likely to find them in parks and forests. But in the winter, when there is less food, you'll find them in people's gardens and in farmers' fields. Remember, they have those large beaks, so they can eat the seeds and grains the farmers and gardeners leave behind.